Yeah.
And I am very practical. I'm not gonna be on American Idol going, God, give me what I need to do. And I'm about to belt it for you. When I went to jail, I went to jail for 8 days. Literally.
Wait, stop.
God look over babies and the fools. And I'm not a baby. So God has me in the category of a fool. I feel like I was very depressed in the winter.
The winter.
I have to fight off the doom and the gloom of it all in the winter.
I be saying the same thing.
Oh, do you really? It's always my breakups be in the fall. I mean, in the winter. Yeah, girl. I put the one of them out in the snow.
You lying to me.
I'm not lying. I said, I don't care if you ain't got no boots. I don't care what, get out of my house. Sometimes when you have a light, people just get mad.
I had already heard. I can turn a shade tree into a money tree. What's up, y'all? I am your girl, Kandi, and to my left, we have one of my favorite sources, okay? Much love to this beautiful woman right here who has accomplished so much in the world of comedy, theater, hosting. Hostess with the mostest.
Hostess with the mostest. Why it sound like I'm supposed to strip after that? That literally sound like a card I give out. Hostess with the mostest. $50 an hour, you know what we do.
Oh my God. Today we have Sherri Shepherd here, and she is here to what? You know how to do it. So, how are you feeling today?
It's good. It's a great day in New York. It is getting to be warm. I'm a warm baby. What's your favorite season?
Oh, I'm definitely a warm baby.
I'm spring and a little bit of fall. Like, I don't like to be hot like summer.
Right.
With chitlin sweat under my
Somebody
titties.
asked me one time, well, what are your favorite seasons? I said, they were having a debate about what's better, winter or summer. I said, spring and fall.
Oh, you said spring and fall too?
Yeah, because I'm like,
oh my gosh,
ain't too hot.
And you're not too
cold. But I personally would go with spring because I hate being cold.
Not at all.
When you coming out of the cold and it start getting warm, it's like that extra feeling like, hey.
It feels so good. It literally is like the Broadway show that you were one of the investors. Everybody look up. It's a brand new day. Like you feel like you are shedding everything, and spring is newness. It's it's a second chance to me. And it just brings out, I'm more joyful in the spring. And like I said, summer is titty sweat. And it smell like chitlins, and that ain't nothing.
Not chitlins.
Chitlins.
I like
sweat.
summer too, so I'm not gonna do that.
No, I don't. So summer's too hot. I'm not. But spring is just like it's such a nice feeling.
But is it because it's our birthdays too?
I don't know if Tauruses were like
spring, right?
Yeah, Taurus is spring. It's April.
We are the spring.
We are spring.
Yeah.
So your birthday is when?
May 17th.
Yours is May 17th. I'm April 22. So yeah, I guess that is because we are spring babies.
Yeah.
I love being out in the sun in the summer. So when you say how am I doing, I feel like I was very depressed in the winter.
I always go through this weird such seasonal depression.
Absolutely. And we smile, so you don't see it. You can't tell. But it is like, it's just, I have to fight off the doom and the gloom of it all in the winter.
I be saying the same thing.
Oh, do you really?
Doom and gloom.
It's a doom and gloom, yeah. Yes. Everything, it's always my breakups be in the fall. I mean, in the winter. Yeah, girl. I put the one of them out in the snow.
You lying to me.
I'm not lying. I said, I don't care if you ain't got no boots. I don't care what, get out of my house. And that was in the middle of winter. And then I was even more depressed because it was all that snow and it was cold.
I really don't even know where to start. The thing that I was thinking about was, because you just started, you built it out a little note, and it reminded me that I came to see you in Cinderella on Broadway.
Oh my gosh, that's right. With Keke Palmer.
Yes.
That was amazing.
Would you ever do Broadway again?
I would love to do Broadway again, as long as they don't have me sing, because I can't sing.
But I thought you did a great job.
Well, I sang with other people. Like literally, I played the evil stepmother. She had a solo, but when they tried to get me to sing, I said I look like a gospel singer, but I'm not. It's something I walk around and everybody thinks I can just blow. I think it's
really.
It stopped once I got my breast reduction. People didn't think that so much.
Wait,
but it's the big boobs.
What did the breast reduction have to do with being able to blow?
What like gospel singer you know that don't have no big titties? They always got these big shelf boobs. They just, I mean, now we got a new kind of gospel singer where they sexy, they sexy, but
yeah, they're a little different.
They're a little bit different. So the gospel singers are old, ham, green, tomato, they have big boobs. And I think it was just compact, big boobs. I had a look, but when I did The Evil Stepmother, they took away the solo, which I asked them to do. They also wanted me to audition for Color Purple, right?
Did they?
Yeah, girl. And I said, I can't sing. And they were like, we can work with you. And I go, no. Remember that one, who played who played Oprah Winfrey's part from the movie
Danielle
Broadway?
Brooks.
It was Danielle Brooks, and even before her, before Danielle even had it. It was before Jennifer Hudson. It was when Fantasia was doing it. Remember
I went to see that too.
That one too. Remember that was the woman, and she sang Hell No.
Yeah.
That was the anthem. When you sing Hell No, that's the anthem where every woman jumped up and was like, bitch, yes. I said, I don't sing. There's no amount of working with me that you gonna get Black women to stand up and start raising their fists. Like, that gotta be Mary J.
They gonna
Black.
raise your fist, while she messed this song up.
And get their money back. So I did not go. And normally, Kandi, I say yes. I take risks. But I said it just would be an injustice. You pay all that money and you go, Sherri can't even sing. So when I did Cinderella, they took away my solo. I sang with other people. So you really couldn't hear me. If I did a Broadway show where I could sing talk, like a funny sing talk,
but I felt
would do
like
it.
your character in Cinderella, being the Wicked Witch, I thought it was funny. I didn't think that you had to be able to sing.
Well, they always had people who could sing. So the solo was funny, but it wasn't enough sing talk. Like, I'm walking to the store because we're going to go do this. And I'm going here because we're going to go do this. Like, I could do that because it's a little bit of singing. It's a lot of funny talking. Yeah. But they had me singing. Yeah. And I'm very practical. I'm not going to be on American Idol going, God, give me what I need to do. And I'm about to belt it for you. And then I go, I'm just relying on God. I don't know what I'm saying. No, I'm not that person. Yeah. I'm very aware of what my strengths are.
For sure. And it does the same way. A realist.
There you go. Now, when I see you on stage, because I went to see you on stage. I went to see all of y'all on stage. And I always dream and fantasize. I've always wanted to sing. And I always fantasize that I'm you walking around in them little G-strings and your boots.
Oh my goodness.
I got Escape 2 is outside now. And I get Escape 3.
And your hair, and and just like, and that's as bad as it is. But I can't sing. Now, my wish would be an amazing birthday gift if you would just let me be a backup singer.
We're gonna figure that out.
Because backup singers just do this. They do this and they sing. And they lean, and they go back into doing this. And they always wear black, which is a good color. And then they come again and they smile. Or a dancer. I would love to be because you know who gave up their career for a minute to be a background dancer? She was a Latino Black actress from ER. Hey Siri, who is the cast from Gene of the Joneses?
Gene of the Joneses features Sherri Shepherd.
Gloria Rubin.
Gloria Rubin's here. She had already been a hit actress on ER. We all know her from there.
She left ER to go on tour with Tina Turner.
Actually joined Tina Turner as a backup singer and dancer on her 24/7 tour.
And she was one of Tina's backup dancers. And
she
said it was
no clue.
Yeah, she said it was the most memorable time of her life. I would love to be a backup dancer. Literally, Charlie Wilson. You ever seen his backup dancer?
Oh yeah.
They come out with the fans. They come out and they all smile at you. I would like to be a background singer or a background dance where I'm just like doing this. And I have on long hair.
Oh,
and I
we
flip
can
it.
bring you on the dungeon show.
Okay, I ain't got enough for the dungeon. I was at the dungeon show. I was there with Latifah. Oh, girl, I had a great time. First of all, let me tell you, first of all, if one of them dancers pick me up, I pee on myself because it's too much pressure on my bladder. So I would be scared if, they flipping me around. What they were doing with the bus drivers in LA, when them women got up on there, I said, I don't know how y'all do it on the dungeon.
I just want to teach you a couple of things, but I got one tip. For those who do want to suck dick, number one rule, never suck dick on a full stomach.
You walked out in your lingerie. I ain't never seen more black women in lingerie in LA downtown. And they wasn't trying to make no money.
And they was having a good time.
They had a good time.
Whew. Believe me when I tell you, I needed a full day of rest, recovery, and relaxation because Kandi's dungeon party wore me out.
And then Saturday night I stayed in, and then yesterday Oh no, I didn't stay in Saturday night. No, hold on now. I came home and I took a disco nap, and then I got ready. Kandi was in town with her sex dungeon show.
Everybody give it up.
You got to do it again, you and Todd, because women, and I'm saying black women, because we got booties, we got thighs, we got stomachs, everything. They were walking around. White people came out of restaurants. They didn't know what to do. All of these lingerie walking women. And I loved it because these sisters was proud. And it was like you gave us something that you celebrated us.
So back to you.
Oh.
Because we done went all off the rails, off track.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so let's go back to the beginning because I don't know if everybody knows how did you get into what you're doing. Like, you've been doing it so long.
Yeah, like almost 30 years.
What was the first thing that you were doing in this business and how did you start doing that?
Girl, so funny, but I think being a singer and having that gift to sing, I always had this gift to make people laugh. Mm-hmm. So like in Chicago, my family, the Shepherds, we would have variety shows every Sunday. Mm-hmm. And my thing was, I just made people laugh. Just by doing, we used to have a dance called the California Shake. Mm-hmm. And I would get out there and do the California Shake with my cousin Antonio, who had his little finger in his mouth all the time. And we were really good dancers, but we would make people laugh. And I just always knew, I didn't necessarily know I was funny, I just knew that when I came around, like my grandmother said, you make people feel better. Yeah. She always used to say that. So I knew that I could do that by being silly. Mm-hmm. Also, we went to a public school in Chicago, and every girl wanted to fight me all the time. Like, I don't
Why did that happen? I didn't have people that wanted to fight me, but it was definitely a little clique of girls called themselves the I Hate Candy Birds Club.
That's how it was. Like, I hate Sherri Shepherd, because I used to smile all the time.
What is that about?
Yeah, like I was shy, I smiled. I love having a good, and I was silly. And sometimes, and I even know that as an adult, sometimes when you have a light, people just get mad. They want that light for no reason.
Stay mad.
They stay mad at you because of your light. And they do everything they can to dim your light, but it cannot be dim. So I never knew why these girls would pick on me in my school. I went to a really rough school. I had a lot of fights in Chicago because I had to. Now my sister Lisa, she loved to fight. But you remember being in school and they was like, I'm gonna kick your butt after school.
Right.
And it would be a whole group of people waiting. But I always knew I could diffuse a lot of situations by being even sillier. When I went to jail, I went to jail for 8 days. Literally.
Wait, stop.
We can't
You went to jail?
I was in jail for 8 days.
I've never been to
brand.
jail in my life. How did you get?
And don't go.
Where were you locked up for?
I was in civil brand. Can I tell you this one story really quickly? It was so funny. Jay-Z and Beyonce had invited me when I co-hosted The View to come to the launch. She had a perfume.
Okay.
To come to the launch of her perfume party. And I went and I was so nervous because I was able to get in past the red rope to the inner sanctum. And I'm sitting there next to Jay-Z and Beyonce's on the other side. And I'm sitting there going, I ain't got nothing to talk about. And I was like, Jay-Z, I was in jail for 8 days. He was like, Beyonce was like, note to self, she ain't never coming back to a party. It just reminds me when I said that to him, he laughed so hard. I went to jail for traffic warrants.
Oh, I thought she was about to say for trafficking. I was about to say, whoa, you
was
better
like,
interesting.
You was looking around for security. No, it was really simple. It was traffic warrants. It was unpaid tickets.
Okay.
Because when you have moving violations, I never paid my bills because I was a Jehovah's Witness. And so when I was a Jehovah's Witness, I thought that Armageddon was going to come in 1990. Let me say, I started in 1995, and then it didn't come.
And you thought you weren't gonna have to pay them tickets ever? Like,
yeah, so I was like, why am I paying bills? Because Armageddon is gonna come and we gonna die. And then 144,000 gonna go be on the right hand of Christ. So why am I paying bills? That was my thought process. I was like, okay, and at the rate I'm going, I'm not gonna make it nowhere, so I'm gonna be in eternal sleep, you know?
Oh my God.
And so why am I paying these tickets? So my insurance was expired because I didn't pay that. So my registration on the tags on my license plate were expired. So when the police would stop me, they would give me a ticket. You gotta show up in court within 30 days. If you don't, it's a bench warrant. I would throw the ticket in my glove compartment and go, I don't need to pay it because Armageddon is gonna come before I even get to court.
Wait, so you didn't pay your bills for religious beliefs?
Yeah. So I never went to court. So when they stopped me, I was on my way to the Comedy Store because I was doing stand-up comedy. And I'll never forget because I had long, orange braids because I seen Poetic Justice. And so I wanted the Janet Jackson braids, and I had these high-heel boots and these shorts because I didn't have my cellulite. I didn't have the bullet wounds on my thighs back then in my 20s. So I had these little short shorts on, these stockings and these high-heel boots. And when they stopped me, because my registration was expired, my tags on my license plate, 2 years expired. So when the police stopped me, I pulled into a parking lot because I knew they was gonna take my car. I didn't think I was going to jail. And when he stopped me, what happens is when you don't appear in court, they become bench warrants.
Okay.
And bench warrants mean you get arrested on site.
And it must have been a weekend.
It was a weekend. It was Friday. And it was a Martin Luther King weekend.
Oh,
so
Lord.
they and this is what God look over. God look over babies and the fools. And I'm not a baby. So God has me in the category of a fool. Even then, he looked over me because they were gonna take me to the Rampart division. Then they made a movie about Rampart and how corrupt that police station was.
Oh, no.
It was and that's where was the most violent. They were gonna take me there, but it was too many people. So they took me to Van Nuys, which was a little bit more tame.
Oh.
But I was in jail, so since it was Martin Luther King weekend, I stayed there and they had to process me. Then I went to Sybil Brand. That wasn't like the movie Lisa Ray was in, Sybil Brand. It was much worse. They took me to Sybil Brand and they housed 2,000 or 3,000 women in Sybil Brand. Now that's when it was girl.
Okay, let me ask you this. How come nobody came to get you out? I get the holiday
Kandi,
weekend.
we black. Let me tell you something about black people. You call your family and they're like, look, I gotta be to work tomorrow. How much is it? I ain't got all that money. You know, they call everybody, they trying to we didn't have GoFundMe then. GoFundMe is me calling my cousin, going, Sheridan got locked up. She did what? You know what they say? Baby, I'm gonna pray for you. Black folks ain't got that kind of money to be.
So nobody had the money to come pick you up.
My sister said, because I got one phone call, she said, just don't drop the soap. I said, that's a men's prison, Lisa. So that's not me. I called my job, and the first thing they said, Sherri, are you in jail? I said, yeah, I'm gonna take my vacation right now, because I don't want to get fired.
What?
So don't ever go over to Europe and be committing no crime or be doing something in these other countries, because if you Black, you gonna be in prison. We don't mortgage our house and go over there and get baby boy over there. We don't be taking off work because we gonna get fired. That is how we, as Black people. So nobody got me out of, now that I think of it.
So how'd you finally get out?
I served my time. When you serve every day you stay, it got rid of a warrant. So I served my 8 days, and that got rid of the 4 bench warrants, and I went to court every day to get rid of the bench warrant. And let me tell you something. So they would put me on the bus. This is why I say, when y'all see them prison buses go by you, freaking say hi. Show them people that you see them. Because people would just drive. They wouldn't look at us. They had us chained up 2 by 2. And then they had the men in the back. They had a cage separating the men from the women. And they tied up the women 2 by 2, and I was by myself because there was no more women. And they put me at the last seat before the cage with the men. When I tell you, Kandi, one man kept whispering. He was like, I'm gonna cut you up. I'm gonna eat you up. I'm gonna lick you, and I'm gonna cut you up, and I'm gonna put that knife in you, and I'm gonna eat you. And I had to listen to this going to the whole court. Scared me so, because I said, if this bus turn over like it do in the movies,
you stuck with him.
I'm stuck with this man eating me up. In any other kind of circumstance, very nice. But this one scared me so bad. But I had to go to every court so that they could, remove the bench warrant.
Okay, question.
I just be taking you all around the world.
I was thinking, you like what my daughter said about our generation. She said we the long-winded generation.
We are. I talked about that. But women talk more than men. Like, because
I don't.
You don't. See, that's what we.
You think I talk that much?
You are long-winded. I'm like when she said I don't. I don't believe Kandi is not long-winded.
You think I'm long-winded?
Like, you get to the point, but you talk too.
Okay.
Like, I talk more than most. Like, I feel like I have to layer the story with what happened last year.
Like, I know you be going all the stuff that is like.
I have to layer it to.
You done went to Jay-Z and Beyonce. Done went down to the story of the guy who's gonna eat you on the bus.
But because it gives it more color and more texture.
Well, you definitely give it the color.
Like, look how much texture you got from that story. Like, it's not just, oh, Sherri went to jail for 8 days, moving on.
How old were you?
How old was I?
Yeah.
My 20s.
Okay. So, how many times, we're going to go to relationship life.
Yes.
How many times have you been married?
I've been married twice.
How old were you when you did your first marriage?
When I did my first marriage, I was in my 30s, probably my mid-30s. I think I probably was like 34. 33s, around there.
Okay, that was the first marriage.
Yes.
Did you have money?
I had a little bit. I had a sitcom at the time with Andy Dick that I was doing. So yes, I have built up I've been doing stand-up the whole time. I'm glad you didn't say how many men you slept with. So you went straight to the marriage.
Child, we already know you got miles on it.
Girl, miles, the treads. But here's the thing that I tell people. I tell all the comics, the girls, do not sleep with the other comics, because it will take you 10 years to get your reputation back. I am such a Christian girl. Let me tell you something.
Okay.
Literally, Jamie Foxx had his Foxhole podcast. I don't know if he still has it.
Okay.
And there was a comic that came on there. My reputation is so stellar now. He came on there and he said, I slept with a talk show host. I just happened to be listening to it. And they said, who? It was Claudia Jordan and all. Who? He said, I'm not going to. He gave like a little clue. And they were like,
one of your exes?
He was a bedmate. That was it. I was feeling vulnerable, and it never would have if I hadn't been feeling vulnerable. I bombed at a comedy club or something, and we just, it's just one of them.
He said how it was hidden.
Yes, and this is what everybody said. They went, Sherri Shepherd. No, you didn't. No, Sherri Shepherd that gonna pray with you. Sherri Shepherd that carry her Bible. No, you still to this day don't believe him.
But then he say it was good.
Yeah.
That's my thing is, if somebody brings me up, as long as you said it was good.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, I ain't got time to be going back and forth with you. And I done had some people to lie on it. But as long as they said it was good. Yeah, I'm not.
Well, I can't say, Kandi, if it was so good because I was so young.
But that's
like,
when
I was
it's
very
supposed
sheltered.
to be fire.
Well, it's fire for them because you're young. But he was kind of the same age. And I was really young and I was very sheltered because I was a Jehovah's Witness. So it wasn't and then I got into stand-up and I was a new fish I was a new face. Let me tell you, when a girl goes into stand-up.
Whack.
Well, I don't know how it is in music. It is, but look, literally, like you're the new girl and everybody just kind of, all the sharks swim around you and they want, so I didn't know what I was doing. So
okay, you about to derail me again. I'm going back to what I was
we talking about marriage.
Yes, because, I want to talk about, okay, so when
I was in my mid-30s.
A woman
yes.
of means, you know what I mean? Because like right now in the world, there are more women who have careers and who are successful, unfortunately, than our counterparts.
Right, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
So I was just curious to know, like, when you first started in the industry, in your first marriage, did you have more?
Yes, I did. It was rough. It was really rough because I had a sitcom. Mm-hmm. When we had been best friends because he was a comic. He was a stand-up. I love stand-up comics. Mm-hmm. He was a stand-up and he was struggling and I was struggling. But then I got this sitcom. It was like my second sitcom. Mm-hmm. And I had been doing guest stars on different things. So yes, I had some success. I had my own home and everything.
Right. Did you do a prenup then?
Nope.
So he
lost everything.
Lost everything.
And I would not do a prenup for religious reasons because I felt a prenup says we're gonna get a divorce. It's already planting the seed.
Yeah, I heard people say that before.
But the only reason why I say that because my second marriage I did do a prenup.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't lose everything. So I can come from both sides. Of what the reasoning is for why a lot of women don't want to do a prenup. They don't want the man to seem like they're taking all of his stuff. And I come from the other side of having a prenup and knowing about protecting your assets that you've worked so hard for. Right. Even on my show, I tell women, nobody wants to get a divorce. Especially being Christians. Like if you Google prenup and Christians, it's more for not getting a prenup. It's more for you're planting the seed for divorce. Marriage is supposed to be lasting a long time. But what people don't realize is marriages in the Christian world are inching up there as much as in the secular world. And it's not about you planting the seed. It's the same as when I tell people, it's just like when you wear your seatbelt. You don't plan to get in no car accident, but if something happened, you're glad you have it. It's why you have an alarm system on your door. You don't plan for a break-in, but it's there if you have it. Right. A prenup just says, in the event, you do it, you forget about it.
I always say it's like insurance.
It's like an insurance policy, and I think a lot of people don't realize a prenup says, here's what we're gonna do, because it's money that you've worked for. If your parents are sick, it says that's money that you would have used to care for your parents. It's money that you would be using for your child.
For sure.
It's money that you work for, and women can be more successful than men, but women always tend to get the short end of the stick in a divorce.
Right.
We both know this.
I mean, we've seen it happen time and time again.
It always, it happens that way. And so a prenup says it's a contract, just like a marriage. At the end of the day, a marriage is a contract. When you're reciting your vows, those are the terms of the contract that you're reciting. We take all the emotion out of it. And a prenup says, when all this money that I made is going to be protected because I have all of this. My parents I got to care for. My son's school I got to send him to. The prenup says if we divorce, the kids got to stay in the same state. Like you can dictate the terms.
All that stuff is kind of scary when you think about it.
But once you do it, it's over. Then you don't have to think about it. But let me tell you, if you're ever in a situation and you got to think about it, you got it.
Right. No, I totally understand.
So I'm pro prenup.
Right, I'm definitely, I mean, my parents had been divorced multiple times, so I was pro prenup right off
before, yeah,
in the beginning. But, okay, so going forward,
right,
you've had 2 marriages.
Yes.
Going forward, you are a public figure.
Right.
I'm sure you meet men always trying to come in at you all the time. How do you date now? Like, do you Are you a person now that be like, I'm not dating anybody who's not financially close to my level? Or like, how do you go about seeing, meeting people?
It's so funny because I've been through the gamut. Like I said, with the first marriage, because I didn't have a prenup, I lost everything. I had nothing. Even though people would see me working, you do one movie, you don't work again for another year, that doesn't cover your living expenses. I was I lost my home. I had to pay a few $100,000 of his fees. My first marriage was $1 million something because I was in New York. He was in LA. We were both fighting for custody of our son. Every week I would leave the View and fly back to do a deposition. A deposition, you got attorneys at $500 an hour, 2 of them, paralegals $250 an hour, the court reporter, that's a $14,000 a day for me. You do a deposition for 8 hours. Then they're suing you for alimony. Literally on the View for the first 3 years, I was broke because I was paying attorney's fees. I did the Newlywed Game. I was a host. That check went straight to the lawyers. And I remember being so broke, Niecy Nash flew out to see me and I cried in her arms and I said, I'm having heart palpitations because I got no money. And yes, I'm making money on the View, but if the expenses are more than what you're making, you broke. And that was because I didn't have a prenup. I was paying the IRS. I finally paid them off. And I laid on the floor in my dressing room on the set of Sherri and I cried like a baby. When I paid that IRS off, because every time, I was, in order to live, my management had to defer paying my taxes. But when you defer paying taxes, they still charge interest.
Yeah.
So every time I would look at them and go, I worked a gig on the sitcom and I've given you everything. And they go, that's to pay this year's taxes.
Right.
You still own, and I would be in tears going, how did I get here?
Right.
So now, and that's even with a prenup. So now how I date, I'm very, very cautious. I had to go to a lot of therapy, Kandi. And the therapist showed me, because I always want to help. I always see potential. That thing in me goes, if you just had somebody to believe in you and just help you. And literally that has been to my detriment. And so I had to learn from therapy that when I start feeling that, I need to pull. I need to go back. When I start feeling like, you just need, I start pulling back. I dated somebody, girl, he had a 9mm tattooed to his stomach. But he was, I'm not lying, he was funny as all get up. And he was a comic. And he just needed that push for people to see him.
You can't be his mama or his manager.
I wasn't trying to be his mama, but I felt like if I
trying to
helped
be his manager?
Being his manager, I was like, I got the connections and they just need to see. I don't even know the money that I spent to put together all kinds of comedy shows and invite all my connections. I probably was trying to call you to come and see him. I don't even know where you was. I was calling everybody.
And don't get me wrong, I feel like, that was your first husband. Obviously, you would do that in the situation. But with this guy, y'all weren't even married.
Yeah, but girl, he had to...
Child, don't tell me that you one of them that get mesmerized by the dick.
But look, okay, I go back to I was very sheltered. So a bad boy, I never really had a bad boy. And when it happened, I just was like, oh my gosh. I see why women get with bad boys because there's something a bad boy has. It's a power that they have. It was something about walking through the streets and him doing like this to other dudes. And they was like, it just was something. God jerked my leash because the prayer that I pray now is, Lord, keep me on a short leash that if I don't get it and you jerk that leash, I come back.
I feel like we all dated bad boys, but if you got married in your 30s and this guy was after that, honey, I would have to believe you was in your 40s.
Yes, I was.
And
but sometimes
you too old to be messing with the guy that's still a roughneck and trying to figure it out. Like that wasn't gonna work.
No, but I think that if you don't get therapy and you don't address the triggers that you have, if you don't address those things that I think a lot of people who are when we get very religious, we go, I've been healed from that. In the name of Jesus, I don't go. You got to address those issues because they will come back up. Now, would I be with that again? No, I'm very much wiser. Be broke 1 or 2 times. I went through it. And I will not do that again because I've been through so much therapy and learned, I'm not perfect, but who Sherri is. And what are those triggers? Because we still have the triggers. The triggers don't go away. You just have to learn to manage everything.
Right.
So if that kind of person comes up to me now, I go, okay, this is triggering. I hear your story and I love you for it, but I'm gonna pray for you.
I got a question. Well, obviously, you talk about it all the time. You and Niecy, y'all was besties, and then she introduced you to your second husband.
You're right. I never blame Niecy, not at all, when she introduced me to the second one. So I always have believed these are the choices I made. Because I like short men. He was very, very tall.
Oh, you like short men?
I like short men. I don't know what it is about short men.
Note to self, fellas. Go ahead.
I do. And so when 5'7" and shorter. So I said, when she called me, because her and her husband at the time, Jay, they had this like little matchmaking thing.
Okay.
Every 5 minutes you got with a different dude. And they was trying to matchmake people. Niecy is the ultimate matchmaker. I always trying to match people up. You tell Niecy you looking, she gonna find.
I used to try to like link people up sometime until I linked somebody up.
And it didn't go well.
It went to hell.
And then you said, I don't never introduce people.
I don't want to introduce nobody else.
I have a lot of male friends. I have a lot of female friends. I have never hooked them up because everybody got issues. But what she did was they had a little party and it was right after Thanksgiving, and I had flown out from the View just to be by myself in a hotel room. Best Thanksgiving I ever had, by myself. And she said, I want you to come to this party. It's a lot of guys. Jay was her fiance. He got a lot of friends. I got a lot of friends. We just gonna do it. And I said, I don't want to come. I just don't want to come. I'm not in the right headspace. But I went, and so it was fun. I met a lot of different guys. But I didn't want, and so he was trying to talk to me. So I left early. I like skedaddle. So when she called me later and she said, he really like you. He was an aspiring writer, real funny. He like you. And I said, girl, I'm crazy right now. I can't be with nobody. I'm not yet divorced. Jeffrey, I'm just finding out about his special needs. And I said, I'm crazy. And Niecy said, you have to ask her about this. She said, girl, see, this is the problem. You always be going for the men that ain't available for you. And when a good man come around and you go, and if Jeffrey got to go to the doctor because you're so busy, you want to have a man that's going to be at the doctor's with you. Okay. Who's going to, well, maybe I'm not thinking right. Maybe I should.
I had a friend that did me like that one time, was trying to tell me I don't know a good man when I see one, and that's why I be passing them all up.
But what I will say is people, what I loved is this is why you have to treat people right. Because, and you have to have a good reputation, because people in Hollywood literally surrounded me with love. And regular fans too. Like when I'm in court, them cafeteria workers would take my hand and be like, Father God, we come before you in the mighty name of Jesus. Please see about my baby.
I love that.
People on the streets, bus drivers would be like, I'm praying for you, Sherri. But I say Hollywood because that's the business that I'm in. I would get texts and emails from people. I would be like, how did they get my number? Going, sis, me and my wife, who's a big star, we praying for you. If you need anything, I would get calls going, we know you need to work. Will Packer called me and said, hey, lady, I got this role and ride along too. He didn't even have to say no. I said, yes. People would call going, I got a part in this sitcom because I know Cedric the Entertainer called me because I was broke, Kandi. I got let go from The View. I owed that second divorce over $2 million. I owed so much money. Damn! Because let me tell you, we were fighting different things in 3 different states. So I had to get a lawyer in each state. Our divorce was taking place in California and New Jersey at the same time because both jurisdictions wouldn't release it. So I was fighting. Gosh. I'm fighting a divorce in California and the same divorce in Jersey. When people would call me and say, I got a role, it's just a little guest star, I was like, thank you. Cedric, because my son got special needs. I'm paying therapists, private schools, all these, I have all this therapy, and they would call, Cedric the Entertainer called and said, I got soul man. There's a role for Niecy's friend. We want you to be a series regular. Now, I could not do that because they taped in LA and I was in Jersey.
Right.
And I said, but if you could make me a recurring and allow me, you gotta work 5 days. If you would allow me, because you know my reputation, I could do a sitcom with my eyes closed? Can I just come in for the rehearsal and the taping of the show for 2 days? Because I got to be with my son. I'm a single mom. Cedric said, yeah. And Niecy pushed for me. So they allowed me to fly in, do the rehearsal, tape it, and I flew back because I was doing the Tom Joyner morning show. And I had to be back on the air at 5 in the morning. And I appreciate that. He did that for an entire season. And they don't do that for people. So that's why you always have to be good to people and have integrity and morals, because so many people looked out for me. Top 5, Chris Rock, he put me in his movie. Like, I just appreciated people who would take me on the road. Yeah. Because they knew I was going through it. And that's nothing you could tell people. I'm broke, because people don't want to hear celebrities are broke.
Nobody wants to hear that.
Nobody want to hear that. So when these celebrities be like, I ain't got no money, like, stop that. My auntie work at the DMV, who trying to make it with her 4 kids, and you living over here, you on TV every day, they don't want to hear you broke.
You got big bills just because you make
My bills are bigger.
Bigger.
My bills are bigger. Like some places have to go, we have to have security. That costs. I can't just have my little nephew with me. You gotta have security. You know, when you do red carpet stuff, it costs. Right. You know, because let you wear one outfit the same time or have your hair in a ponytail, no makeup, freaking internet goes crazy. Right. So they don't want to hear it. So I can't go on and do a live and like, I'm broke, but watch me on my show tomorrow. Yeah. Because they don't understand the stuff that goes on. Understand it. So I never would say that, but Hollywood, no.
Are you in a financially good place now?
Hell yeah! And that's why I'm so thankful I have this talk show, that God gave me a second chance, because everything I had went for alimony and child support and all of this other stuff. And and the bills were big. I got a son who has autism. So that means everything that therapy of learning how this works with this young black man, physical therapy, special schools, programs, looking for a residential home for him, that when I'm not here anymore, he's got a place to live. That's money. A father with dementia in a nursing care facility, that's money. If you got family that just got out of jail.
Yes.
And then I'm gonna face it, we're black. I don't know how it is for the others, but if there's one person making any money, the family goes to that person. Yes. To say, Nunu just got out, Nunu can't, and Nunu car broke, and Genesia's, and because they don't know about all of the other stuff. Right. And you could say to them, I gotta pay 10% to my agent, 15% to my manager, 48% they like, anyway, Nunu then just got out, and you, to keep the peace,
You're trying to take care of everybody. I'm paying rent for a family member right now. I've been paying it for a couple years now, and I'm like,
baby,
when are you ever?
Let me tell you this. I'm paying, and I'm same thing. And when I tell you, just so they could have a stable, you don't want them to. You don't want to be out in the streets on the thing. When I tell you, she moved out, left the place a mess, and they called me and said, we're gonna sue you, and we're gonna. So I had to pay all of this.
That'd be the worst, right?
And I was just like, I did all of this.
See, that's why now I'll be like, look, now I help you, but I'm not putting my name down on this.
I don't co-sign no more. I got one other thing. Do you realize? I realize
you better find somebody else to co-sign. I give you
because
the money,
this what happened.
But I'm not putting my credit on there.
When you co-sign, they don't appreciate it. Like I've had to get out of the co-signing because they didn't pay the rent. I was like, they don't live there no more. What? We know how this is, and everybody know when you helping family. I didn't realize when I was on The View, I had been paying cell phone bills for like 10 years.
Did you? I didn't
even realize. I was like, I thought y'all told me y'all was cutting out the damn cell phone. And that's also me because I wasn't looking at the bills that was coming through. And so it is. So but at the end of the day, nobody cares about all that.
Nobody.
When you're on TV every day, they don't care. That's what I've learned in getting older. People don't care about you, Sherri. Life moves on. Talk to your friends who are close to you. They understand. But I'm thankful for this talk show because to get it at 54 years old, Kandi, I feel like God gave me a second chance because everything was always trying to all of the money was going towards paying off the IRS, taking care of Jeffrey.
I know you said you setting up your son. You said, you taking care of your dad.
Yes.
Have you set yourself up?
Let me tell you something, and this is what I got from Niecy. to get insurance, it's a special kind of disability insurance that we can get, where if something happens to me, Niecy made this comment, she said, look, if something happened to me, I want to be at the Four Seasons with full-time nurses, taking care of me with new hair all the time. I want to be, and I had to find out about that kind of insurance. Now, it's expensive as hell. I got to do extra comedy gigs to have it. But yes, I'm set up for a minute. Because I love my family, but let me tell you what's going to happen if I don't have nothing in my family. Everybody love Auntie and Cousin Sherri, and they all going to want custody of me. But if I'm sitting there like this, they going to have me in the back room, laying there, and my brother-in-law that we don't get along, going to have his friends coming there, I'm going to be butt-ass naked. He gonna come in there whipping me with a switch for all the stuff I didn't do and how I talked about him. And he gonna be whipping me with a switch. I'm gonna be laying there like, get out. A tear gonna come out my eyes. And then all the little drug dealers gonna be like, that, oh my God, that's Sherri, selfie. And I'm gonna be like this. Like that. And they're gonna have me in the back room, riding around, and all the insurance money riding around in the cars. And I'm sitting there, then somebody gonna be like, how Sherri paralyzed and she pregnant? Cause one of them damn thugs you done had with you, then went and got me damn pregnant.
She done went and made up a whole scenario.
I did, cause I got an imagination that puts layers. And so suffice it to say, yes, I have myself set up so that if something happens, I'm relatively good. You know, but more so for my son, because him, you know, I want him to be good. Because I can always hustle. It's kind of, I don't know how good I get selling my cooch, but you know, I can always hustle and do comedy gigs and do hosting gigs. I just want to make sure my baby is set up. But yes, I'm good, and it feels good to be in this place financially where I can, you know, invest and do other things. So yeah, it feels good to be who I am and this person. And I meet guys all the time where I'm like, you know, like I talked about the other day, they want to rub my palm with the little finger.
Oh, Lord.
Girl, and I just go.
I saw some guy that you had went out with in Atlanta one time.
You did?
What happened to him?
No, we not. No, because he liked attention too much.
Oh yeah.
He liked attention too much. He was like, you know, and he ghosted me as a matter of fact. And he
ghosted
me. But I loved in Atlanta because I had. Oh, you saw me when you was at the restaurant. That was a sheriff.
I came to the comedy show.
Yeah, he came. He came, but he had ghosted me. He said he was intimidated because he was used to getting attention all the time because he was really good looking. And I said, So every time I go in Atlanta, he'll call and say, you want me to do security because he's a big guy. He's got his business, but he likes attention. And I can see that because it's from going to therapy. Before I would be like, oh, he just, let me build him up. Let me step back and dim my light so that he could feel good. Now I'm like, I tell people, look, people gonna want pictures.
So are you dating anybody currently?
Right now, a little bit, kinda-ish. And this is the reason why I say kinda-ish.
He got money or no money?
He's on a financial level where he can take care of himself.
Okay.
I think it would be hard to, people on the level that I'm on, and being very practical, a lot of times I like younger women, because men like to take care. They do like to take care. Like a man could get a girl to work at Burger King, and he buy her a car. If you come now and you give me a car, and I already have.
Yeah,
it's very hard to impress Sherri. Yeah. If you say I'm taking you to Rome, I've been there. So, a younger girl's gonna be like, oh my gosh, look at this. Oh, yes. You gonna get, this is nice. Okay, do we have a suite? Oh, it's not a suite. Okay.
Right. Do you mind if I upgrade it?
Yeah, can we upgrade I'll do it on my points. Like, we staying here. I thought it was exclusive. Like it's very hard to, and I understand that. Because you do want somebody that's excited about what like one time a dude showed me, he had a car candy, and he showed me that from the remote you can let the windows down. And I was like, I got 3 cars in the drive. Okay, that's nice. He wanted to show me he could start the car. The remote started the car.
Oh my God.
I'm in this big ass house with these, and I was like, ooh, show me what else it do. Oh, the seat get hot? Whoa, the seat hot. So, but somebody who never had, she's gonna be excited about that.
Yeah.
So men.
You gotta date different.
you just have to date differently, you know, and but you still want somebody kind and has integrity. So I'm very, very open, you know, and when I do date, I don't blast it out. You're not gonna see me posting pictures because I feel like you know everything about me. Is there anything special? And if they're not in the business, they didn't ask for that.
Right.
I think that's how come a lot of relationships, you start talking, posting pictures. It's too much for them.
I feel
they can't go nowhere. But I will tell you, he had a party because he asked me the regular stuff, and he's retired. He got his own thing. He's not impressed by this, and so he's not really aware of the magnitude of who he is going out with. And we came to Atlanta because he wanted me to meet his friends who are also retired. So they had a party. He said, this is what he said. He said, invite your friends. Invite, because it's regular people. Because he said regular people. And he said, you always talking about, and it wasn't because it was who you were. It was just because he knows I have friends in Atlanta. So he said, you always talk about Kandi and how you want to like hang out with her. Invite her and her husband. And you talk about Brad and her wife. Because it's just regular people. We just real people. And I said, I can't invite Kandi because everybody's gonna be bombarding her with pictures. I don't mind that. They're gonna be wanting Kandi to sing. They're gonna be Kandi can't come in. He was like, yes, you can. It's regular people. So see, he's not aware of that kind of stuff. And I said, I can't invite Brad. So I went by myself and I said, I'm gonna have to take a lot of pictures. He goes, no, I done told everybody, leave Sherri alone.
So what happened?
I took 200 pictures. And I had worn these 6-inch heels and this cute dress.
Oh my gosh.
200 pictures. And
what he say when that happened?
He said, I'm sorry. He was going off on everybody. I told you, leave up, and they ain't paying no attention to him. They like, you get out the way.
I don't care nothing about that.
And it was trying to explain to him, celebrity. It's a different kind of level, especially people see you all the time. And if you're approachable, you are approachable.
Yeah.
You are known.
I know
Kandi
what
the
you're
one.
talking about.
So it's like, so they feel like they can come up, and it was okay. I already knew. I said, I already know I'm gonna have to do this. So when he was like, I was like, no, don't say nothing to me. I'm working now. This is work.
Right.
This
You made an appearance.
I done made an appearance.
Yeah.
And he was really, he don't ask me to nothing.
Okay, so my last question.
Are we done?
Well, I know you got somewhere else to be.
Girl.
So I don't want to keep it going too much longer.
My goodness.
We'll have to catch up on another day where there ain't no camera and we can just have fun.
Like, when are you going to invite me to put on my pajamas? You always have pictures of you and your friends. Like, come over for like a pajama. Atlanta is too, how long?
You going to fly down?
I come to Atlanta.
You know what I had thought about, and because you live here.
Yes.
The Tory lives here. She's a tourist too.
Oh, the Tory's a tourist.
Yes. And I was like, maybe we should do like we have like a little something fun, simple for our birthday. Let's celebrate our tourist birthdays.
And we'll go and do the tourist birthdays.
Yeah.
Like I said, I wanted to do the carnival with you.
I want to go.
I want to go too, but I ain't lost the required weight.
So what do we got?
If I go out there, my damn fupa gonna be friggin' hanging all over the beads. I'm just trying to get myself, I'm already finding out about what we got to do.
Which city we gonna go to?
It has to be, because if it's in August, that's Barbados.
Okay.
Isn't that where Rihanna's from, Barbados? Yeah, that's the last one. Like,
is it a fun?
We missed Trinidad. Yeah. February.
It's like February, March. Trinidad is around Mardi Gras.
Yeah, so see, it's around March, so we missed Trinidad.
Yeah,
like
I
don't start to
was
work.
around Ty's birthday.
See, you at your weight. You stopping, breaking hearts, walking through the street. I still got a little bit, like, I don't want to wear a girdle.
Well, I need to know because I got to get me an outfit made.
Well, we should get the outfit made. I'm committing to this. It's just a little bit in my belly.
Well, we need the dates.
Well, it's
so
like, it's a regular, like
so
August 22nd.
So we won't. Oh, that's my daughter's birthday.
So we can't go on Riley's birthday.
She might want to go with her.
Riley might want to go.
She might want to go too. For real.
Lucia has a big one too.
When? See, I just know Barbados is the last
That might be
one.
fun. I can tell her then we can just all go and have our outfits.
We just all go. So you should get your outfit. I need the company name. I'm committing to this. We go do, because that's for my birthday. I'm going to be 58. So I want to do something fun for my birthday. Like, this is like, I already took the sexy pictures a few years ago.
Wow.
I want to do something like, I was going to get into a bodybuilder competition.
Oh.
The sciatica. I got sciatica, and they just screwed it up.
So what's next for you?
I really want to get back into my acting, Because I love it so
I'm saying
much.
the same thing.
Look at you. You are, and this is what I love about you, because you are doing this. You are an actress. You know, you were so amazing in The Shy. But you want to do more, and the doors are opening because people are seeing you, and they're going, oh, she can handle the weight of a drama. See, for me, it's harder because I do so much comedy, and people know me for comedy. So even when I did Tyler Perry's movie, it was a drama, straight drama. And everything, he kept going, cut. Why you sound sexy like Beyonce? I'm not trying to sound sexy. I'm trying to do breathy like I'm about to be killed. Well, how does it sound like Beyonce? Jeez Louise. He told me to go walk to the door, and I was trying to walk like I was down, like I was downtrodden. Yeah. He goes, cut. Why you switching? I don't know I'm switching. I'm walking slow like I'm downtrodden. And I was like, when I tell you Tyler Perry, and so people know me for comedy. So it's harder for me to do drama. Right. It really is, because they always want me to make them laugh. But I really want to get back into my acting. I'm ramping up to do a comedy tour, a stand-up comedy show, because I can't stay off the stage making people laugh. You know, and I want a sitcom. But I want a comedy where it's not so much a sitcom. Like if I could do a comedy about the behind the scenes of a talk show, like the way morning show was done, oh, that shit would be funny as hell. People don't even understand. What they get when the door open, hey family, they don't even know
what's behind the scenes.
Right. Oh my gosh, and I think it's very funny. So I really would like to do a comedy, because that's where I excel in, and I want people to laugh.
Well, we're going to speak it into existence.
We're going to speak it into existence.
Well, Sherri, I don't want to hold you any longer.
And I would like to get married. Did I say that? I like marriage.
You want to be married?
Yeah, I'm very open to marriage. Because I think there's something about having a partnership that's a committed partnership. I'm very, very open to it. And I don't need to do it. I'm open to it.
Well, let me tell you, in my marriage now, me and Todd, we about to go on 11 years. And I feel like we have a great marriage, and we're getting along great. We're not even in like no shaky moment. But I always tell him any day, if we break up, I would never do this again. Yeah. I would never do the marriage thing again. Now, I would date. And I might have me a little maintenance man around. Yes. But I ain't gonna lock him down.
That's where I am. I am right there. I'm companionship. It's a little maintenance that mama need taken care of. I know you didn't think you was staying the night. It is that, like, I go out and I have fun with my girlfriends. But I did love marriage. I don't know if I could go back to the way marriage, the way people teach, like, I gotta stroke your ego, I gotta make you. I would like to be somebody partnered up with somebody. I don't have to worry about your finances. You got as much to lose as I have to lose in this partnership. We grow together.
Like that though.
Huh?
You're saying you want somebody in marriage that has as much to lose as you do, but you're not dating in that way. Yeah, but you're still giving, open your mind to people who are financially stable, but they don't have as much to lose as you.
And it's baby steps. It's baby steps, because he's financially stable, and he don't need, when we met, he didn't need anything. That I'm not interested in anything.
True, but that's still a difference.
Very much so. And that's why I'm right here. I'm not ready to get married tomorrow. I'm open to marriage.
Well, I'm proud of you for that, because after going through what you went through 2 times.
Oh, me no more. Me not gonna go through it 3 times. No. I don't know where that accent came. Part Irish, part Trinidadian, part Jamaican. Me not going through that. Me not going. There's a spirit that took over me. Yeah. Will not happen again. Literally. To have been broken and go through all of that, and the tears that will, peace. It has to be peace. So that's why I said I'm open. I think marriage is amazing. But right now, I'm not in the space to be married. Yeah. I'm in a space where I like dating. When I came to Atlanta, I went on 3 dates. Came to your restaurant. There was a breakfast date. I had a lunch date, and I had a dinner date. And then that when I came to your restaurant, that date I was like, we're not gonna make this, because he made a reservation for another place, but it wasn't open. We happened to be next to Old Lady Gang, and I literally downplayed all of that. And he was a sheriff, so I knew he was making his money. And he was like, well, they won't let us in. And I'm like, they're gonna let us in if you just let me. All right. And so I didn't say nothing.
He's
trying to figure out where we gonna go. And I'm like, the old lady gang next to right here. And I said, well, maybe we can go to old lady gang. He said, no, it's closed. It was Sunday, it's Saturday. He said, it's closed. And I'm sitting here going, they gonna open up this restaurant for me. So at the same time while he was going to close, I texted you and I said, Kandi, we outside the restaurant. You said, bet. Hold on. So they came, and it was a bunch of people standing out there. And so they opened up the door. He said, oh, they opened it up early. I didn't say nothing. Nothing.
Really?
I put my phone back in my purse. We sat down and he kept trying to talk to me.
But see, no offense to me that you have to downplay yourself in order to satisfy his ego is part of the issue.
But here it is.
We're going to save that conversation for another day.
It was what it was. He was so irritated because all of the people you had was a lot of tourists. They recognized me. And they kept coming by. And he was like, what is this?
But that was going to happen no matter where you went.
No matter where we went. But see, I look at that now when I'm dating. I look at that now. Like this person that I had been dating, he said, I'm sorry, I didn't realize. So I will never put you in that position again. Now I see why we have to go to maybe an exclusive resort and it's coming out of his pocket. Now when I want to go to Rome, I got to go with my girlfriends. It's a give and take. But what he does not allow.
That's the part that you got to feel like you can't go with your significant person if they can't afford to take.
Well, because it's gonna have to come out of my pocket.
Well, that's how when I was younger, I used to feel, because when you're young, you're only 20, you're not gonna meet other people in your age group that can afford what you like.
Right.
So I kind of never went anywhere until like I got a little older.
Same here.
Yeah.
I never went anywhere, but now I know.
Unless it was work.
But you know what he does? Like if I have to go out of town, what he would do, because you can't possibly pay for my ticket or where I'm staying. But what you can do for me, this is what you could do for Sherri. Give me an envelope full of 1s, 5s, and 10s. That's tip money.
Oh.
That's tip. I'm not lying. Give me $500 because when you get out the car, you got to tip a little bit more than Janicia. You Kandi Burris. So your tip got to be a little higher. And when do we ever carry around cash, Kandi? Everything is a credit card, a Zelle, or Cash App. So you handed me an envelope full of a ton of money, that means a lot to me. Because I'm whipping out 20s, and you got my bags at the airport, and you got the bags over here. That's a good gift. A lot of people don't, if you're trying to figure out if you dating somebody that's in that celebrity mode, they got a lot. You give them an envelope full of cash and say, baby, I want you to be able to tip. They're going to be like, oh, shoot, hold on. So it's those little things you have to think, because it's very hard to buy me stuff. It's very hard to, because I got, But when I want to do stuff that I know is going to, we going to Carnival, we going to do it up. Ain't nobody coming with me. It's going to be us.
It's going
to be lit.
Y'all gonna need security.
We are. Because, honey, when I'm about to pop ooh, that hurt. Oh, that hurts so.
Well, the thing I like about the Carnival, they have those outfits on, but they still got sneakers on.
They still got sneakers on. So I'm so glad I ain't got to wear heels.
Well, all right,
I got to leave. This
Girl,
is so good. We ain't even got to the crux of it.
It's still so much, but you be taking every little
I'm
question.
Still single.
30 minutes.
I want people to know I'm still single.
She's still single. You about to go do Funny Mamas.
I'm about to go do my podcast, Two Funny Mamas.
Two Funny Mamas.
With Kim Whitley. And then we got it, because it's coming out. Kim Whitley and I have a Mother's Day show that we're doing May 11th in Dallas, Texas.
Oh, that's
and you can you can go through Ticketmaster to get your tickets. And then I'm also doing a Mother's Day show, May 10th in Alpharetta, Georgia. In Atlanta. I tell you, I'll be coming to Atlanta. So I'll be in Alpharetta May 10th. And you can go to sherryshowtv.com to get the tickets. And I got a full-on tour. And then Kim and I are going to be doing Two Funny Mamas in New Jersey on June 20th. Okay. So we got a whole bunch of dates. And I'm back on the road doing stand-up, and I love it. I love it.
So everybody support my girl. Follow her at
Sherri E. Shepherd, because somebody took my other name, on all social media. And watch my talk show, Sherri. We got renewed.
Hey!
Thank you, Jesus.
Congratulations, that's big.
Thank you.
All right, thank you for watching.
I did it.